Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Are we excited? Well, let me tell you, right now, this is probably the best time to purchase Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. If you haven't purchased it yet, I don't care where you buy it, PC, Xbox, or PlayStation. But in my humble, honest opinion, I think the release of the PlayStation 5 version, I think the PlayStation version is going to be the best version. And we'll talk about that. Not only am I talking about the PlayStation version, now, just for the record, this is not a PlayStation version. I don't have a PlayStation version. This is a PC version. But I felt like because the game has been released on PlayStation 5 yesterday, Monday, which would be December 8th, I felt like it's time that we talk about it. And also this new upcoming Sim Update 4 that has been released on Monday, yesterday, December 8th, which is already released. And this Huey helicopter, it's included. We'll talk about a couple of things. Just so that way I don't waste your time. If you don't want to watch the whole video, I'll talk about two things. The future of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 and PlayStation 5 version, and why PlayStation 5 version, I believe it's probably your best, most inexpensive way to go about it. That is until Nintendo Switch 2 version comes out, which I'm sure there will be a Nintendo Switch 2 version as well. All right, so let's talk about this. So first and foremost, I'm like a veteran when it comes to this game. I clocked in like 200 plus hours into this game. I'm like very familiar with this game. I've been playing it since the original 2020 version that was released in 2020 summer, and then of course the Xbox version of the 2020, and then the latest 2024 Xbox version, and now of course been playing it on the PC cloud. I just haven't played the PlayStation version yet, but I have played all the other versions of this game, so I'm pretty much very familiar. Now I want to say something about Microsoft Flight Simulator that I think it's very important that people understand, and I'm glad that the CEO of the game, the CEO of the Asobo, has acknowledged that on an interview. And even I kind of forgot about the history of this game, but then he refreshed, I think all of us refreshed our memory about the history of this simulator. The idea that some people think that Microsoft Flight Simulator should be only reserved to a PC experience, I think they're wrong, and you are wrong about that. And that's what the CEO of the Asobo has actually clarified on his interview. He said, because he was doing there was an interview because of a PS5 version, that PS5 PlayStation version, now it's available on the PS5, and this is a big deal, and now we have the game on 3 different platforms: PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. And why is this so significant? Well, it's significant, and he also mentioned this. A lot of people have this idea that Microsoft Flight Simulator history, they think that it was always reserved to a PC or exclusive only to PC. Not true. Yes, it started on the PC, but then it slowly made its way to Commodore 64, Amiga A500, other platforms, and even Macintosh. It made its way to the Macintosh as well. So people need to understand, if they look back of this game from early 80s to even 90s, it wasn't just exclusive to PC. There was a time in the 90s when it was exclusive to PC only. Sure, there was times, but it slowly, made its way to other platforms in the 80s. So what I'm trying to say is, and this is not coming out of my mouth, this is coming out of Asobo's CEO of the company. And you can also look it up. You can go to Wikipedia, you can go to Google, you can research everything I say here. You can research on the internet. So it's not just like, oh, this is just coming from me. You can research this. Microsoft Flight Simulator, when it first started, yes, it started on the PC, but it made its way on the other platforms. Commodore 64, Amiga A500, Macintosh, Apple Macintosh computers, right? So it was never a exclusive only to like a PC. All right, yeah, there's been a time like in the late 90s when it was just a PC exclusive. I get that. I understand that. But I think what he is emphasizing, and the reason you're seeing the PlayStation version and the reason you're seeing the Xbox version, the console versions, not just the PC versions, it's because Microsoft Flight Simulator, it's not just a experience that it's PC exclusive, and it was never going to be PC exclusive. I think I kind of knew this from the beginning. It's just I had my doubts. I wasn't sure, but part of me was like, this can't possibly be just a PC exclusive, And I think once they made the announcement for the Xbox version, I knew this is breaking the ice. And now that it's available on both Xbox and PlayStation, and of course the PC, that's pretty big deal. Don't be surprised if this comes to Macintosh, like to Apple. It could easily. Don't be surprised if this makes its way to Nintendo Switch 2. Now, granted, the graphics, it's not going to be all that great on the Nintendo Switch 2, but the fact that you can take this experience with you and play it on the go, right? I think that's amazing that you can take this experience, right, which is Nintendo Switch 2 experience, and that you can play it with you, take it with you. I think it's pretty amazing. So I think that's the point that he was trying to make, to be able to reach more people. And I think that's what he's trying to do with this game. And I think, honestly, that's what even Phil Spencer was indicating. And I think I should have seen that. I don't know how I didn't catch that. Like on every interview, Phil Spencer said, no red lines. And it took me a while, because I wasn't sure, is he being serious with that, or is he just saying that to satisfy whatever people's questions? But now I do realize that he was serious about that. No red lines. We want to put our products everywhere. Doesn't matter. Anywhere and everywhere. And I think that's the one positive thing about Microsoft that they're doing, is that they're putting their products everywhere. So what does that mean? That means that I'm not tied up to an Xbox Series X. I know some of you have criticized me, but why did you get rid of your Xbox Series X? Listen, I had a good time with my Xbox Series X and my Series S. All right? I enjoyed it. I did benefit from it. And it certainly served the purpose to my YouTube channel in the past 5 years. And I certainly profited money from it. But this late in 2025, almost 2026, at the end of this year, because we're almost at the end of this month, we're almost there. 2026 is just around the corner. I don't see any reason for me to own Xbox Series X. Now, this is just my opinion. If you have a value in that console and you still see a value in that console, that's fine and dandy. I'm not holding that against you guys. I'm just simply saying I just don't feel like there's any value to me on that console. you know. And that's the reason why I got Nintendo Switch 2. And people say, do you feel you made a mistake by getting Nintendo Switch 2? Are you kidding me? Look how many views I'm getting. Look how many people are subscribing. Look how many comments I'm getting just on the Metroid Prime 4 alone and all these other games. Look at my unboxing video. It's all shared revenue right there, man. That's all. Again, I don't want to sound like I'm just focused on money, but that's like something that I will, profit from. And that's one of the reasons why I got that Nintendo Switch 2 to begin with. You know what I mean? And it's one of the reasons why I made a decision to trade it in. Now, I don't want to spend too much time talking about, my Xbox Series X and Series S. Like I said, I did enjoy my Xbox Series X and Series S and served me well. Go and watch my videos and live streams in the past 5 years. Okay? But just like everything else, after 5 years, it comes to an end. And it served its purpose, and right now it serves me no purpose whatsoever. Even if I was able to buy another one, it would be a waste of money. It would be just sitting there. I would not really get anything out of it. Now, for those of you who are on the Xbox ecosystem and you have a lot of friends on the Xbox, for you, I get that. I understand that. But for me, I don't even have that many friends. There's barely any friends on the Xbox, to be honest. Most of my friends are on the PlayStation. Yeah. Let's just be honest. Not just most, majority of my friends are on PlayStation. So I had my reasons why I got rid of it. But I love the fact that Microsoft Flight Simulator, it's going to be available everywhere. And I think that's the excitement that we all should have. I think that's the point of this video that I'm trying to make, is that the future of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 looks really good. Not only are you going to be able to play it pretty much everywhere, but you can choose how you want to play it, right? Look how many options you will have. Already you can choose whether or not you want to play this on the PC or on the cloud, or on the Series X or Series S. And now you can choose if you want to play it on a PlayStation 5, or a PlayStation 5 Pro, or your PlayStation Portal, and pretty soon PlayStation VR 2, which I have it right here. It's right here. It sits right here. There it is. There it is. PlayStation VR 2. I'm looking forward to this. Okay? This is coming next year, so this will be pretty exciting. Now, I don't want to talk too much about the PlayStation version because I'm reserving that for when I actually purchase the PS5 version. I don't have the PS5 version right now, so I really don't want to talk about it too much. But I can tell you, this alone, the use of PlayStation VR 2 is going to be a huge benefit. And also the use of PlayStation Portal is going to be a huge benefit. Okay, and of course, PS5 Pro will certainly benefit that as well. So, these are all positive, this is all positive, dude. There's no one should look at this as like some kind of a negative. No, it's not a negative. It's a very positive thing. And I'm really proud of Asobo and what they are doing, honestly. They understand, one thing they do understand is we need to approach as many people as possible, and we need to give everyone a privilege of this. Like, it shouldn't be just privileged to certain, gurus who have money of high-end PCs. It shouldn't be exclusive just to those privileged gurus. This should be a privilege for everyone. Everyone should have this privilege, and they should be able to play it wherever they want to play it. They can play it directly from their TV. They can play it directly from their MetaQuest 3, through cloud, through Amazon Fire TV Stick, through PlayStation VR 2, through PlayStation 5, PlayStation Portal, and in the future, I'm sure Nintendo Switch 2. And I'm sure there's going to be a Macintosh, Apple, Macintosh, iMac, Macintosh, Apple version as well. There's no question about it. So I think this is what will make this the greatest flight simulator ever, period, in history. And can't wait to see what they're going to do with the future updates and what they're going to do with this game, right? So honestly, this is all great news, and I'm really happy for Asobo. Congratulations to Asobo. For me personally, if you ask me, where do I think it will be the best place to play this game? Now, again, this is subjective. I'm being subjective because I have a PlayStation 5 and I have a PlayStation VR 2 and I have a PlayStation Portal. So I'm being a little bit subjective, you could say that. But that's because I have those, devices. Of course, I have a PlayStation VR 2, so yeah, I will benefit greatly. I have a PlayStation Portal, so yeah, of course, I will benefit greatly playing this in my bed, chilling out, right? And also, when it comes to Nintendo Switch 2, I will benefit greatly to be able to enjoy playing this game on a Nintendo Switch 2 and having a Nintendo Switch 2 features that Nintendo Switch 2 has with a gyroscope and, Joy-Cons features, etc., etc. Of course, I will also benefit from playing it on Nintendo Switch 2. So to be able to play this on a PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch 2 and the PlayStation VR 2 and the PlayStation Portal, there's two versions for me. PlayStation and Nintendo. That's it. But hey, the great news is this. You get to choose where you want to play this. And I think that is the important part of this whole video, is that I'm trying to emphasize on, that I'm trying to really give you guys some perspective. The perspective is you will be able to play this wherever you want to play it. Pick and choose. No red lines. That's what Phil Spencer was saying. And I think that's what the CEO of the Asobo is essentially saying. This was never a PC exclusive. If you look at the history of Microsoft Flight Simulator, it was never a PC exclusive. It was in the late 90s a little bit exclusive to PC, but it was always in the early 2000s as well, yes. So you could say it was a PC exclusive for about 10 years on a PC, since 95 all the way through 2004. But to be honest, the way this franchise has started 40 years ago, it started, yes, on a PC, Windows, but then slowly it made its way to other platforms. Commodore 64, Amiga, A500, and of course Macintosh Apple computers. All right, so he's right. Even though I know between 95 and all the way through 2004 it's been a PC exclusive, but don't forget how they started. Don't forget the history of Microsoft Flight Simulator. And I think that's what the president of this company, Asobo, is trying to emphasize on. Like, let me kind of educate you guys. Maybe you forgot the history of Microsoft Flight Simulator and how we started and how we expanded to other platforms. And I think that's what they're trying to do here. So don't be surprised if you see this on Nintendo Switch 2. 100% it's coming to Nintendo Switch 2. And also don't be surprised if it shows up on the Macintosh as well. iMac, right? So anyway, that's all I wanted to say on this video. Like I said, I don't want to talk too much about the PlayStation version. There are some cool features that the PlayStation version has, but I'm going to talk about that when I finally get my hands on the PS5 version. I don't think it's appropriate for me to talk about the PlayStation version right now. I'll talk about it when I finally get my hands on it. But there are some cool features that makes PlayStation version better. And of course, we already talked about the PlayStation VR 2 and obviously PlayStation Portal. But there's some other cool features that the PlayStation has that the Xbox doesn't have. So anyway, let me know, what do you guys think? What are your thoughts about Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024? Have you played the PlayStation version? Are you excited for the future of this franchise? 40 years, man. It's as old as I am, dude. This game, it's as old as I am. And on top of that, of course, probability of a Nintendo Switch 2, it's not too far-fetched. Okay, don't be surprised if you hear an announcement next year. Just saying. And of course, the biggest excitement is the PlayStation VR 2. So I don't want to drag this video any longer than it needs to be. I just felt like I needed to give you my brief thoughts and opinions on the future of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 and what I think. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did enjoy it, make sure you give me a thumbs up and share the video, subscribe, become a member if you want to, leave a comment, and I will see you in the next video. Happy holidays. Happy holidays.